Today we are talking about follow, and where does the Bible tell us to follow? And there's many scriptures, of course, most of them are in the Gospels, and we're going to be looking at some of these scriptures that tell us to follow, and we're going to be talking about what it takes to follow. So in Matthew 16:24-28, it says, Then Jesus told his disciples, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." Okay, so the goal is to come after Jesus in this sentence. And here's the things that are required. They've got to deny themselves. They've got to take up their cross. And then they've got to follow Jesus. Right there, we've got a list of 3 things. Anytime you see the number 3, it's pointing to the Trinity. So as we look at this, first of all, you've got to deny what you want and put your desires to the side. Then you've got to take up your cross. That means that you're going to be persecuted. You're going to go through some hard things. You've got to take those hard things, and you've still got to follow Jesus. That's difficult to do, but because of his grace, we are equipped to do that. Verse 25, "For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it." If you try to preserve all those things that you want, you are going to lose that opportunity to follow Jesus at the level that you could be following Jesus. If you are giving all those desires away, then you find that wonderful, beautiful life that Jesus is telling us about. And we're going to talk about that at the very end of this message. In John 8:12, it says, "And again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." You will see things for the way they really are when you are following Jesus Christ. Luke 9:21 says, "And he strictly charged them and commanded them to tell this to no one, saying, The Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and scribes and be killed, and on the 3rd day be raised. And he said to all, If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." So you're not just taking up this cross as a one-time event. You are doing it over and over and over again. "For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it." And then as we get to John 10, verse 22, it says, "At the feast, that time, the feast of dedication took place at Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was walking in the temple in the colonnade of Solomon. So the Jews gathered around him and said to him, 'How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly.' Jesus answered them, 'I told you, and you do not believe. The works that I do in my Father's name bear witness about me. But you do not believe because you are not among my sheep. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." So think about this again. This is a 3-step process. Number 3, Trinity. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them. Jesus responds to the fact that we know his voice. And then the sheep follow him. It's that interaction. It's that relationship. It's not talking to an empty room. "I give them eternal life, and they will never perish, and no one will snatch them out of my hand." You cannot lose that protection of Jesus. "My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of the Father's hand. I and the Father am one." And if we go further backwards, in John 10, we get to verse 10. "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." When we follow Jesus, we have that abundant life. It doesn't mean that everything goes smoothly and everything's perfect. But what it means is that we are fulfilled in knowing that we are a part of God's kingdom. We are in his hand, and we can never be removed from his hand. Today is Friday, so I'm going to remind you, tomorrow there's no video. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.